Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the fuck it is?
Aries and Andy, Jew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut cocaine. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Fuck being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was sucking on your mama's tit.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism,
Sexism.
Much love to my loyal bitch bag holders.
Rollers, clip loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fresh as me. I'm just so fresh and so clean. So fresh and so clean, clean.
You do look so much better.
Yeah, baby. We in Indianapolis. I had a falling out with my barber. So, I told the story how I went and got my hair cut by a guy in LA. He traumatized me. But I was walking around. So here's what happened. A couple things before we get to the meat and potatoes. Andy and I are here in Indianapolis, which of course I said for the second time I wanted to treat him to the best steakhouse in Indianapolis. It's called St. Elmo's. But Andy's been a little sick.
Yeah.
So I ended up going by myself because I wasn't going to pass up this opportunity. It's a great steakhouse. One of the specialties is the shrimp cocktail with the horseradish sauce that'll blow the back of your fucking brains out. If you got sinuses, if you got any kind of stuffiness, allergies, this shit'll blow a hole in the back of your head. It's like when you bite it, it's like Tony Montana is inside your mouth with the gun pointed towards the back of your throat. Say hello to my little friend, and bow, back of your head blows out. This shit is strong. So, I love shrimp. So I went by myself, sat at the bar, made a moment of it. And then as I was walking back to my hotel, our hotel, the comedy club, I forgot is connected to the mall. So I was like, oh shit, that's right, the mall is right here. And I wanted to get some new Timbs because my shits was starting to look dirty. So my goal was to just get some new Timbs, and that was it. But then I walked in the mall, I saw the lid, so I copped me a new Yankee. Know what I mean? Who could it be with that new blue Yankee on? Who but me? Went and got me the Timbs from the Arabs, picked up a nice New York jacket, this hoodie. And then as I was leaving, I saw the barbershop. Now I seen two Mexicans in there cutting some negros. And I'm looking, and I'm like, all right, they look like they know what they're doing, so I'm gonna get my hair cut by a Mexican. And then in walks this brother, and I'm like, look at the nigga, these Mexicans working, this nigga late. Come to find out, he's the owner of the barbershop, so he can do whatever the fuck he want. So he goes, Mr. Spears, it's an honor to have you in my shop. Come this way. So I was like, look, man, I only want to get my beard tapered, lined up, take some of the hair down, because, that's all I want. So I go take my hat off, and he goes, are you sure you don't want a haircut? And I really do. But then I told him my trauma story, and he goes, tell me what you want. I said, well, here's what I want you to do. I want to keep the top, don't take nothing down. And then he pulls out his phone and starts showing me pictures. So you want this type of fade with the blend in, or you want this, or you want that? I said, I'm going to trust this nigga. Man, when he got done, Andy, look at me, nigga. I'm so pretty. I was the greatest. I'm so pretty. I've never been knocked out. I've been knocked down. I beat Chef Wallace, Cooper. I son Les Joe Fraser. I'm pretty. I'm pretty, nigga.
So
look at this shit, dog.
So you're gonna fly to Indianapolis now to get your hair cut?
No, and that's the sad part. I told him, dude, this was like a quickie. Now I got to go back to LA and start over, which I'm scared to do.
You'll find someone in LA.
Come sit in my chair, cuz. Get out your court. Get my chair. So yeah, there's that. Now let's flash forward to you. Andy's sick. You're sick, man, right?
I feel good today. I finally last night. I think I got over it, but I needed rest.
You thought it was you ate something? You said you might have been poisoning?
Yeah, I think I got some food poisoning. I ate at one of my favorite places to eat that's on the road that I can always count on, and I counted on it, and it let me down.
Jimmy John's.
I'm not going to say it was Jimmy John's. It could have been though, but like sometimes
You ate some bad rhino hunted meat.
Yeah, sometimes it's the lettuce. You can get E. coli in it, whatever it is. It fucked me up. So I was sick for like a day and a half. And I was like, I'm just gonna go get some Pepto-Bismol, and I'm gonna drink some of that, and that's gonna set me right. So I had it, and it made me feel a little bit better, and I felt like I didn't eat for over 24 hours, almost like 32 hours. I hadn't ate anything. And then I'm going to have some hot tea because the Pepto made me feel a little bit better. And I'll have some ginger ale. And it started to make me feel a little bit better. And then all of a sudden I wasn't feeling so good. I'm going to hit another hit of this fucking Pepto-Bismol. Man, long story short is all of a sudden it did. Whatever it was that was in me, I just started throwing up everything. At the show while you were on
Oh, you were
stage.
throwing up?
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I knew you was throwing up out the booty, but I didn't know you was throwing up out the mouth, too.
Yeah, man. I was throwing up. I got real sick. And then as soon as it was all over, I felt better. It was just whatever my body wouldn't take it, didn't know what to do with it. And it just sat there. So finally, I started to feel better. And then last night I saw you after the show was over. And I said, I'm out. That was like the quickest I was ever probably finished.
Yeah.
I just threw the stuff up there and then I left.
Yeah.
And I was in bed, and today I started to feel better, but I hadn't ate, so I was like, I'm going to go eat. So I went over to this joint that we saw when we first got here, this Tupelo Honey breakfast place. All I wanted, I said, I called Tara, and I was talking to Tara, and I said, I think I'm going to get something light, like a waffle, like a Belgian waffle, something light, eat a little bit of it and see how it does, and some hot tea. And I went over there. The worst fucking food. It just wasn't good food. I mean, these little waffles look like they came in a box, but maybe they made them there. But might as well got them from the box because they tasted just as bad.
I can almost hear the weakness in your speech.
Yeah, it is. It's weak. And then, so I get this little, and then they put blueberries. It said blueberry compote. I thought it was going to be some like blueberry. It was all over it. It was just awful. And then the tea was good. And then I waited, and I'm sitting at the bar for like an hour. And this chick that was taking care, she finally comes back. And I take my credit card out and I put it on top of my wallet. And I've been sitting and waiting. And I could say something, but I'm not like in a hurry. But finally she comes by and she goes, hey, anybody check you out yet? And I go, no. She goes, okay, I'll be right back. So I was like, fine. She goes over and she goes to the other end of the bar. She starts talking for I don't know how long to like her friends. And finally the other girl at the bar comes by and she goes, hey, she sees a notice in my card. She goes, have you been checked out? And I go, no. And I'm starting to get pissed too. I'm telling you. So I get I lose my shit a little bit. Get the fuck out of there. And I just looked at you when you came in here and I go, listen, I'm not shitting on Indianapolis, but I've never been like the biggest fan
of Indianapolis.
Yeah. It's just, it's a city. It's a city.
I like the city. I love I've said this before. I love the area we're at. Everything is there. Last night was a madhouse because you had the Pacers playing, the Colts playing, Aries Spears playing. So downtown was popping. Again, St. Elmo's is cool. They got the motherfucking, what's the name of the spot? The deep dish pizza from Chicago here. What's that place in Chicago? Giardello's. They got Giardello's down the street. The mall. I like it.
Dude, I'm not basing my city on the mall.
No, I'm not either. But I'm saying as a collective, I don't mind it. What I do mind is as a comedy city, they're not the savviest, Indiana. And I attribute that to just being a little bit of the Midwest. And let me not go all the way with that because, nigga, Chicago, Steinberg rocks. And I don't really, and believe me, I'm not throwing shit on the city either. I'm just saying, like, we were just in D.C. And we know how that is.
Yeah, but D.C. is a whole nother animal.
I know, but the whole East Coast, the Eastern Seaboard, quick, savvy, witty, well-to-do. You know what I mean? It's almost like D.C. is the Cosby Show. Indianapolis is the Cosby Show in pieces, but more good times.
I was going to say Roseanne, but yeah, good times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that when it comes to comedy quickness and the ability to intercept and digest and react to comedy, great intellectual comedy, give me a couple of steps there, Spider. The step is off.
They love you out here, though.
They do, and I love them. I'm just saying they're a beat slow.
I'm not mad at the city. It's just not. It's not a city. It's a city, but it's just different. I think I'm just mad because I got sick and I didn't feel good, and I really want to go to St. Elmo's. I do like that steak place. It's a great steak place. And it just hasn't really worked out. I just not had a good weekend out here at all. I not had fun. So shows I thought were okay. Thursday, what's funny, and I think you'll agree with this, Thursday was the best show so far. We have Sunday tonight.
I would say Thursday and last night's second show was kind of.
I know you like last night's second show. They made you mad still too, but I know.
Yeah, I just
there was more people, so it was.
You know, I love my people, Andy, and this is also going to bleed heavily into the Katt Williams thing, but I don't want to go there yet. Oh God, I love my people, Andy, but the older I get and the deeper I get into this comedy game, my patience for niggas is running short, man. Niggas. I love black people. I hate niggas. And I don't want to say I hate because I don't. I'm just quoting Chris Rock's joke. But I've said this a million times. Niggas come with a certain mentality, a certain behavior. And I love niggas. I do. But my mood, dude, my patience is wearing thin sometimes. It wears thin, man. Like, just step up a little bit. Step your behavior up, your mindset. I told you, this was the same place where the black chick from last year welcomed my city. And I hate that shit, that mentality. But I don't want to go down that road. I want to keep things nice and fluffy. First thing I said to Andy when we got in town, because we rode from the airport together in the car because we came in around the same time. I said, dude, I had a dream. I had these weird dreams sometimes. I had a dream the other night that I was in French Lick, Indiana, and Larry Bird and I were eating barbecue. Well, I was eating barbecue. He was outside the window watching me. Strange, right?
Yeah, that's strange.
Like, I had a hot link, I had some brisket, and I had a sauce, and I had some beef ribs. And I was at the table. I'm eating. I got sauce all over my fingers, and I just looked over, and Larry was just staring at me through the window. But those are what dreams are. They're weird shit. That's why, again, The Sopranos, the dream sequences. It was weird because it's like that's what a dream is. It's weird, abstract shit that makes no fucking sense.
Well, I'm glad you said Sopranos and the dreams because HBO got, Max has the Sopranos, and HBO's been running.
Yeah,
dude, those first couple seasons. I'm not.
Don't you do that?
No, I'm going to say that the Sopranos. I don't know that I enjoyed it all the way to the end as much as you did, but the first few seasons, man, it's unbeatable.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something negative.
No, it's unbeatable, man. I was
going to say, okay, the first two seasons. I don't want to use that. I would not dare use the word slow because that's how I felt about Game of Thrones, which is why I bailed. Slow's not the right word, but its intensity to me in The Sopranos really started to hit by season 3.
But those first two seasons, they're building up everything. You're getting a little bit of. I mean, Christopher's friend gets popped in the bathtub.
Yeah.
So
Brandon.
I mean, it's building. It's building. I mean,
right.
It's.
Incidentally, somebody wrote me an email, and a dude wrote an email detailing why he thought The Sopranos was good, but not as good as I thought. Ooh, motherfucker! I can't wait to get to you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was really good. I'm glad I watched it again. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to get back home. I'm not feeling great, so I'm going to recoup in front of the TV and some HBO.
I feel like halfway through this podcast, this is going to be like the Jordan flu game. I got to put my arms around you. Just for some reason.
Actually, I'm feeling a lot better today, but my energy...
Dude, I can hear it in your voice.
It's not there. My energy's down. I really got beat up. I'm not unhappy, but I'm not happy. You know what I mean? There's nothing to be unhappy about. I just wasn't well.
You know what I noticed, too? In the first two seasons of Sopranos, James Gandolfini's voice is different from the rest of the seasons. It's a little deeper. it's not so much with you're the fucking ass and the guys. It's I can't even do it, but it's, what he's got to talk. It's different. It's different.
But he also got heavier as it went along.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about Hollywood that I said this to someone the other day. I think I got fat. I started to gain a lot more weight on the road with you, and it's because as a comic, you could be as fat as you want. Fat's funny, being a little overweight.
Stereotypically funny.
Yeah, you could be funny. As he became more of that character, I think that was some of his downfall, is that he indulged as Tony indulged.
Yeah.
And he gained weight, and it fit the character, and everybody was fine with it.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing blow. Yeah, he was eating, doing blow, drinking,
Indulging,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's a lot of it, man. This business, if you let it become part of your, this is very funny what I'm about to say. In my head, it's funny as I'm saying it right now. If you let this business become part of your life, you're fucked. There's definitely has to be a separation between the two.
Tom Holland, you let him tell it, he can't stand the business. He doesn't like being famous. He doesn't like the business. He wants to stay with, when he's not in it, or playing Spider-Man or in front of a camera, he separates himself completely from it as far as he can. And Ben Affleck said the same thing. He goes, I love acting. I hate being famous.
This business is, there has to be a separation. You cannot survive this if you become part of it.
Yeah. Well, listen, and here's another reason why I'm in cheery spirits about Indiana. For those of you who can see it via YouTube, but for those of you who can't, I'm drinking water out of a White Castle cup.
It's right down the street.
We got White Castle, baby. Now, the plan was me and Andy were going to go to Elmo's that Friday. Got in town on Thursday, show Thursday. Friday, we were going to go to Elmo's. But then I had to do press Friday morning. And on the way to press, I saw the White Castle. I go, hey, Andy, let's do Elmo's on Saturday. Because as soon as I'm done with press, I'm going to White Castles. Man, I got my motherfucking 3 bacon double cheeseburgers, my 3 chicken cheese sandwiches, and my 2 fish sandwiches, some orange soda. I was good, baby.
Dude, as horrible as that sounds to me, I would have been better off having that.
Yes. Moral of the story, poison yourself.
Let your body build up some immunities.
Yes. Funny thing I liked that was fun for me, we got to the hotel and we're checking in. And I said, and I always say, let's try to always be on the same floor because I got to either bring my chair to Andy's room 99.9% of the time or vice versa. So I don't want to be bringing a chair in the elevator. So we stay on the same floor. So we checking in at the same time. I tell the chick, make sure we're on the same floor. And she goes, what do you guys do? And Andy goes, we're jugglers. So that tickled me. And then a beat later, I go, and this was perfect comedy unison. It was like being on the fast break. You got it, I got it, you got it, alley-oop dunk. He goes, jugglers. And I took a beat and I went, yeah, we juggle dildos. And she goes, what? And then Andy goes, on fire. And that's when I lost it. And the only thing I wish I could have said, because when he said that, I just started dying. But if I took a beat, I should have went, yeah, he's flame and I'm match. Like that's our juggling team. Flame and match as what do we call it? The dildo brothers, the juggling dildo brothers. The dildo brothers. Yeah, so we're the dildo brothers. He's flame and I'm match. Flaming dildos, nigga.
And this girl's face, her mouth got open bigger and bigger every time we said
right.
Something. And finally, I just when Aries to start. I mean, he laughed so hard that he had to leave the area.
Right.
And I just went, we're comedians. She goes, oh, I should have known.
Yeah, I mean, the timing on it, from the boom to the boom to the boom, the back and forth, it felt like just some scene in a Judd Apatow movie. It fucking tickled the shit out of me.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was fun. But this hotel, too. Let me get into my Indianapolis feeling.
And for the record, I like to stay at the La Meridian, which is right around the corner from the Comedy Club and literally next door to St. Elmo's Steakhouse. Where we're staying now is a 10-minute walk, and it is brick outside.
And listen, this is a nice hotel. I'm not going to knock the hotel. It's a nice hotel. But on these new hotels, they build them, and you can hear what's going on in the room next to you from the through the air vents. Have you? Can you hear?
No.
You can't.
No.
I can hear everybody next to me. I can
Really?
hear everything everybody's saying. And also, I don't understand this. And maybe is this something in cold areas? I don't know. But when you get here, you go to the first floor, and from the first floor, you have to take an elevator up to the second floor.
Man, look at my lips.
Are you that happy with yourself?
Man, it's sexy. Go ahead.
You take an elevator to the second floor. On the second floor, then you can go check in, and then you have to take an elevator from there to your room. But every time we come here, we have to take an elevator or walk up this enormous flight of stairs just to get to the second floor so that we can take the elevator to the third. I don't know why I'm over this place. I think I just need to recuperate. I need to go home and recuperate.
I think you need to, do something to feel better.
But we're going to be in Dallas. Might as well say that. Hey, before I even say that, before I even go into Dallas, before I tell you everything, can you guys do me a favor since I'm in this mood anyway?
Like and subscribe?
Yeah, man. Just like and subscribe, man. Do us a favor.
Jesus.
And not asking a lot.
God damn it.
Reach over, like, subscribe. Hey, and do one other favor for me.
Please.
Tell someone about the podcast.
Open your fucking mouth.
Let them know.
Tell it to them.
I'm just tired, man.
Go to bed.
I'm about to become a juggler.
Flaming dildos.
So, so we stay in the hotel, and then because there is the game, and then Aries show.
Who got game?
Now they can't come get us, and it's cold as fuck outside, and we have to walk over. And walking over isn't even that bad, but then we got to walk back and when you walk back, they close up the area so that you have to walk all the way around like an extra block just to get back to the room.
I did that on Thursday night, dude, and I'm telling you, I think it dropped down to 24 degrees. I have not felt that kind of cold since my mother aborted me. No, it was cold, man. My fucking fingers was locking up. They was starting to sting. I couldn't wait to get back to the fucking hotel.
Yeah, that's when, I don't know. It was cold, and it snowed here one night, but it was gone. It was done. All right, I'm tired of talking.
You ready for some meat and potatoes?
I'm tired of talking shit about.
No, you weren't talking shit. Let's start with Dave Chappelle. Now, look, I love me some Dave Chappelle, baby. The greatest comic of this generation. This did not do it for me.
It was a slow burn.
I know you're not going to remember, but you said something in the way of an analogy as to what you thought this approach was that I thought was beautiful.
I'm not going to remember it.
See, God, from now on, when you say something that I like, I should write it down.
I'm going to start recording what I said.
Because I'm telling you, the way you analogized, I know that's not a word. It sounds like Barkley. Let me tell you something. The way you analogized this was perfect.
But
it's almost like, and this is not what you said, but I'm trying to just come up. It's almost like he, for lack of better words, I don't want to say mailed it in, because no, he's too brilliant for a mail in. But I don't know.
Well, I watched it with someone else. I watched it with Tara, and Tara's not by any means going to critique comedy, but I can tell by when you watch someone who. She's been around comedy a long time. She knows.
She's been fucked by comedy.
Yeah, in both a good and bad way. And so she knows what it is, and I can tell from her by watching her if she's feeling it.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting to watch her too, and she didn't get it. There's some things that I thought were absolutely brilliant in it, but was it his best work? No.
His best work, hands down to me, my favorite Dave Chappelle special. Of all the 9 that he's done, the 9 is Equanimity. That the one, again, where he ends it with the Emmett Till story. And he's got on the gray light denim jacket. That and, of course, Killing Him Softly, his very first one, are bar none. That's the 1-2 punch.
Killing Him Softly, to me, I still have the most fondness for that one.
Yeah.
The young Dave with the voice, the young Dave voice.
Yeah.
There's something about that whole experience, that piece of time.
Well, the young Dave voice also was there for what it's worth. And I don't think that was as strong as anywhere near as Hollywood as what did we just say? The first one?
If you didn't say that to me.
Oh shit.
We just said it.
I know. My brain is farting right now.
Mine's always having a problem, but today's even worse.
Holy shit. I can't believe this. Hold on.
We just said it. You guys already know.
Dave
it.
Chappelle's first comedy special.
Killing Him Softly.
Killing Him Softly.
Took us.
All right. So yeah, for what it's worth, had the voice, but it wasn't as powerful to me as Killing Him Softly, but it ain't bad at all.
But also remember, that was Dave's first special. So everything that he did up until that point, that was all the best stuff he had from the beginning to that special on the table, ready to go with every Daveism that's possible in that special.
Right.
When you do your second one, now you're getting the B parts because you put the A ones out on your first special. So now it's B parts and all the new stuff that's coming in. So, your sophomore album isn't going to be the same. I don't think so.
Again, and listen, man, make no mistake about it. The longer you do something, the more you do something, and everything ain't going to be potent. Jordan didn't have 45 a game every game. You know what I mean? Ali didn't win every fight beautifully. So, that comes with greatness. You can't be great all the time. And don't get me wrong, I liked it, but I just, when I think about Equanimity, when I think about Killing Them Softly, when I think about Sticks and Stones, Bird's Eye Revelation, that's the one in the belly room. That to me was another where it was like,
I like that one.
Yeah, I liked it for different reasons in terms of what it was, the intimacy, and him just talking to that small crowd. But yeah, I put this one right next to almost Bird's Eye Revelation. It just didn't to me.
He's really gone down the road of storytelling, and I have no problem with storytelling. And I think that's the evolution of comedy is storytelling. I mean, to get it to where you're watching something that is giving you more than just laughs, that's giving you some more meaning. When he gets to the one about the safety deposit box, and then she looked in the safety deposit box, and then and all there was these jokes, and then says that, and then she goes, "They're great. You just have to read them exactly what's on the page." And he does the joke, and then he goes, "No, but you got to gurgle, and you got to do the."
Yeah, that didn't do nothing.
That cracked me up. It because to me there's a hint in there about what comedy is. Just because Dave does it doesn't mean anyone else can do it. Though there's little pieces into comedy that only the person who had the inspiration to write it can do it. People can steal jokes. That happens. But only certain people can deliver certain jokes. And that's one of the great things about Dave. He has the ability to deliver his message in his way that other people I don't think can. And so that's one of the reasons that I appreciate him, and that's one of the reasons I appreciated that joke so much. But I did feel like out of everything that he's done lately, he took a day off.
Yeah. And again, that's almost the same as mailing it in. And I want to choose my words wisely because I don't think that it means that, but something close to that. Like, because to suggest he mailed it in or took a day off is to suggest he didn't care or and I know he's too good to not care. I don't know. There wasn't the snap and the twist on the punch that all the other specials had. When he told the thing at the end, and this might, again, I want to watch my words, but I don't want to say preachy, but the whole living in somebody else's dream thing. And he tells the story about the special and the mob and the alley, and I was like, okay, where's this going? And when it finally got to where it went, I was like, that's it? You know what I mean?
But that's kind of what I'm saying more about storytelling.
I'm gonna give you something. Like when he told the story about Emmett Till on Equanimity, the way he told that, and that story. We all know that story. Versus this story is his story. But we know the Emmett Till story. We know what race is in America. The way he told that and wrapped that up and put all that together, and of course ended with and I kicked her in the pussy. I'd kick her in the pussy. This was beautiful. It feels like now it's like now we expect Dave to do that every time. And he feels like he's got to give us that every time. And it came off to me as, this is an attempt to do that. And it just was, I didn't feel the deepness in that.
No, I felt it was more of a storyteller's way of doing it. And when I say he took the day off, I don't have any problem saying that he took the day off, because Dave on his day off is funnier than almost everyone else in the world. So when I say he took the day off, I don't feel bad about it, because I know where it's coming from me. And that guy, I don't have any problem because of where he ranks and how I look at comedy. Yeah, he could take a day off and he's still beating everybody on the court.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't have a problem with that, with saying it, because I'm saying it from what I feel and what his ability, where he is. I don't think that when we look back and we rank them, and we all rank things, it doesn't have to be ranked, but we generally do 1 through 10, 1 through whatever, how many he's going to have. That one isn't going to be on the top of the list. We can say that, but that's only because he gave us fucking genius.
Yeah.
So I like, again, I don't feel bad about saying it. I don't feel it ranks up there with his best. He took the day off, but he's still better than most. So no problems.
Pimpin', man.
Now here's a whole nother story.
Now listen, I know you don't feel great, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a break. I'm going to go on a rant here a little bit.
No, okay, I like that.
You know, I posted this. Oh, and believe me, okay, I reloaded.
And I saw the post.
I am catching the heat, nigga.
It was a good post, Aries.
Now, and listen, I told you last night, my contemporaries, Chris Spencer, Guy Torrey, he's not a comedian, but I respect him, Roland Martin, my man DeAndre Whitfield, they all hit me up like fucking genius, brilliant. And part of the flack that I'm getting, I can't help but believe, is the niggas that I'm criticizing. And they know that they them niggas. So here I go. I'm catching the heat. You know, like I said in the post, people wanted to know what we thought, what I thought. And I said, quite frankly, I think it's sad. I think it's sad that my people, who I love dearly, black people, I love everybody, but, you know, my people come first. I think it's very sad that we love drama. We bathe in it. We stew in it. So much so that we allow it to be detrimental to the growth and the moving of our culture and us as a people. Because I just thought what he did was unnecessary. It was unnecessary and, more importantly, pointless. You know, and I said in the comments, people are like, man, he told the truth. Protect him at all costs. He's the GOAT. And I said, you know, first of all, I'm starting to get tired of that word GOAT being used so frivolously. Because, come on, man, GOAT stands for something. Greatest of all time. You can't have multiple greatest of all time. I know a lot of people say GOAT this, GOAT. There's only one GOAT. Ali is the GOAT in boxing. Richard Pryor is the GOAT in comedy. And you know, Andy, I'm not being fucking vain. You've been around. I get called GOAT all the time. All the time. And while it's flattering, that to me is a useless title. And I brought up the example of like Shaq, one of my favorite 30 for 30s, when he did the one about Orlando Magic. And he goes, him and Penny are reflecting. And he goes, you know, when you're 20 years old, you care about that matters to you. Whose team is it? That's a useless title. Like when you're 20, that matters to you. But the goal is we trying to win a championship. He goes, now in my older age, whose team is it? It don't matter. So again, the GOAT thing, it's flattering, but Richard Pryor's the GOAT. But that's a useless title. Secondly, I thought it was so ridiculous when these people are protect Katt at all costs. And I asked the question, protect him for what? Did he cure cancer? Did he cure AIDS? Did he end racism? Did he solve black poverty? What are we protecting him for? Like, it's a fucking news cycle. Turn the fucking volume down. It's a fucking news cycle. And the thing about news cycles is they come and they go. You know, when me and Tiffany and the bullshit happened, that was the hot news cycle. Now, yeah, I get a couple of people still hitting me up on Instagram, and I love when they do this dumb shit. Man, we ain't forgot. All right, remember, motherfucker, what does you not forgetting mean to me? I'm still getting paper. I'm still working. You not forgetting has stopped nothing. So it's like when people say shit they say, I'm going, it's a news cycle, people. When the next hot news cycle comes along, this will all be forgotten about. What did he change? What did he stop? Steve Harvey is still going to be Steve Harvey. Everybody he talked about, Cedric, Steve, Chris Tucker, Kevin Hart. I thought it was Wanda Sykes, but it was the lady from the radio. Wanda, whatever, Ludacris. Their lives go on. They still get in the bag. They still gonna be famous. They still gonna be successful. The people that support them through their concerts and movies are still going to do that. And they are the GOATs to their fan base. So what was the point of what he did? It was pointless. And I read, he told the truth. He exposed the Illuminati. He exposed the niggas wearing dresses and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but what did it stop? What did it change? And my whole thing was this. Because we love that drama, everybody is reacting on social media like how we would react as kids on the playground in middle school or elementary school, and it was a rap battle or it was a joke roast. Ah, niggas, that is childlike drama. And I'm just simply saying, use your powers for the greater good. And before I get to that, let me say this, and I love it because I'm going through the phone, and I saw a couple clips of dudes like, like reporters, news reporters, because of the Katt Williams shit, and again, this device, this evil device, which is a blessing and a curse, it gives everybody power. Everybody got a platform. Everybody could be heard. So everybody thinks there's somebody. Everybody thinks what they say matters. And it's like, pipe down. It doesn't. It doesn't. Stay in your fucking lane. What do you people think you're changing? Yeah, and because now with the phone, with the edits and the graphics, and you could manipulate shit through editing, Kevin Hart's fans are turning on him. Kevin was never funny. Kevin ain't funnier than Katt. First of all, that's subjective. And to the people that say Kevin ain't funny, or Kevin ain't as funny as Katt, you never liked Kevin anyway. But what's so ridiculous about these statements is the box office receipts don't lie. The ticket gate receipts to the sold out arenas that Kevin can sell out stadiums all over the globe. This nigga's globally famous. He sells out stadiums, 80,000. So you mean to tell me you guy that works at Popeyes, that's putting this video together, talking about his fans that turn him, you really think that's happening seriously? He ain't stopping Kevin's momentum. So what was the point of that? The one dude said, we must stop worshiping these devil worshipers, the Illuminati. We must take our power back. What fucking power? You have no power. You work at Popeyes, nigga. You work at Chevron, and you're making a video. What power do you have? You know what I mean? The powers that be, whoever that is going to make sure Kevin stays where he needs to be. Not for no Illuminati, and not for this ghost shit y'all like to create, because the nigga generates money. Period. Now, lastly, this was my last point. I'm simply saying, for Katt to be as influential as he could, or as I can, or anybody that's famous, anybody that's got a platform, why not use your mouthpiece and that energy for the greater good? Why not have us benefit us? While we sitting over here paying attention to the drama, the high school drama, this Katt Williams, Taraji P. Henson, all over social media in tears, complaining about the same thing that Alfre Woodard has complained about, Angela Bassett has complained about, Viola Davis has complained about. I forget my girl's name, fat chick in the movie The Help, beautiful black actress. I wish I could remember her name. But our black women in the entertainment game, Monique too, are underpaid, undervalued. They don't make as much as their white female counterparts. So while we bickering it, or while we enjoying the bullshit that's Katt Williams, this dumbass news cycle, why don't we come together and figure out how do we take our destiny in our hands? How do we create our own? And I said, yeah, we got Tyler Perry, but that's all we got. Why not come together and form like Voltron and make it so that our black actresses can get paid what they're supposed to get paid, because we create our own empire, our own Hollywood. We amass our own fortune and then funnel that money back into the communities, the ghettos, the streets, so that we can one day return to the days of Tulsa, Oklahoma, before the murder and the massacre, and be well-to-do and thrive and dress to the nines. Wouldn't that be a better usage of our energy and our spirit and our mouthpiece instead of this bullshit? And again, I know there are people that have said and will say, well, Aries, about you, yo? You've been on social media talking shit, and I have, and I said, regretfully so, at times, and there are certain things I've said that I may not regret, but the bottom line is growth. I gotta grow up. I'm tired of being a 45-year-old, 15-year-old. Gotta grow up. So it's about growth, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. This again proves what I'm talking about when I say we love drama. So many of the comments, man, y'all don't want that smoke. Katt got you niggas doing press conferences, which I thought was kind of funny. Y'all don't want that smoke, you know? Katt'll destroy you niggas. That's your mindset? That's where you at? Thinking we don't want smoke? We are all professional comedians, which means we are all professional shit talkers, okay? We all come from the same streets, the streets of poverty, the streets of hunger, the streets of struggle, whether you from Detroit, East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest. If you are in this game trying to come up, we all about that life. And in order for you to overcome those struggles and those obstacles, you gotta have heart. Ain't nobody scared of Kathy Williams. Knock it the fuck off. I'm simply saying, let's come together and use our powers to try to do something positive. Let us benefit us. Mic drop, I'm done.
Oh, well, I got a couple though. Could I ask?
Oh, please. Yeah.
So, but he did say, you know, I'm from the beginning of time, I'm here to tell the truth. He was, I'm going to expose everything. That's what I've done. I'm exposing the truth. And then he brought up it, talking about things that he has said in the past. One, is that his responsibility? Are you know, I didn't know that would. I never saw this, and I can be wrong. So let me ask: was Katt Williams at one point the truth talker of the culture?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. One more time. Say that again.
Was Katt Williams the truth talker of the culture? Because he's talking about exposing what?
As comedians, we all know that comedy's tied to what? Truth. My question becomes, did it move the needle in a positive way? Did it move the needle? What did it do? But cause everybody to now go, let's go on the internet, and they're doing it. Let's dig up old footage of Cedric and where he got the joke, or Mark Curry talking about how he don't like Steve Harvey because he took his shit, and I saw where, you know, of course, and we've delved into this, and I'm gonna delve into it a little bit more. Again, people are showing me the footage of, I said, yeah, Dave Chappelle wore a dress and men in tights. I forgot about another clip where he wore a dress with earrings. Now people are digging that up. So it's just, how is this moving the needle in a positive way? When we could do that.
Well, the other thing I didn't understand.
And I'm sorry, keep that, especially when I'm going, it don't change nothing. Go ahead.
But why? Why was the big exposure on Steve Harvey the fact that he used to wear a wig?
I mean, you mean a hairpiece?
A toupee, a hairpiece. I mean, so what?
And him sitting there with Shannon Sharp talking about, you had Cedric on looking like a walrus who couldn't raise his arms. And again, this is, the reactions from people are, well, they may have said something about him first. So if we're gonna play that game, you did it, so now I gotta do it back. Nah. You see this? This is childish shit. How do we grow? Isn't a bigger, better thing to do to go, you know what, man? Fuck all that. They're rich, I'm rich. Let's figure out how we could really be rich and make our communities rich. I would love to see Katt Williams and Kevin Hart in a fucking movie together. How great would that be? They're both great scene stealers. Yeah. Why not concentrate on that?
See, and I'm honestly, it's for Kevin Hart. I think he's a genius comic. I am not. It's not my. You've said this before. How you get tickled? What tickles you?
He don't tickle me comedically stand up like that. I think he's funny as hell, but he doesn't do it for me like Patrice and Dave. But movies, oh, Kevin's a beast.
But I know he's funny. Like
Right.
I know he's funny.
Right.
Like you said, the receipts speak for themselves.
Right.
So I know that it works. And I would never disrespect him. I wouldn't disrespect Katt though either. The Katt has a lot of specials. I've seen most of them, and I enjoyed most of them. It just there was some payback that he wanted to throw out there. I don't understand. Now, if someone is stealing your material, I think you have every right to get on a soapbox and say someone so and so stole my material. But he did that. And then it was supposedly over, and now you're going to bring it back.
Listen, I can understand on the come up because, like I said, when you're coming up, you might go, man, this could be the joke to change my life. So, yeah, you fighting for your shit like it's your babies. All right, but once you're rich and once you're famous and respected and adored and you're the guy, you care about that still that much? Now, I know there's some that will say, yeah, you should. And maybe, I don't know. But I'm just going, once you reach a certain level of success, let's fight a new fight. The one that's more important than a joke. I can understand when you're coming up, because this might be the joke that gives you what you want, what you need, get you out the ghetto, buy your mama a house, take care of your kids, put food on the table. I get it. But once you've accomplished all that, really?
And they've already went through this on that joke.
And not only that, and here's the thing, I'm starting to notice too, black people, we don't like to be held accountable. And when you black and you hold other black people accountable, that's almost like you become a leper. How dare you hold us accountable? And here's what Kevin was right about. And again, listen, are there secret parties and shit that go on in Hollywood where freaky shit go on and casting couches? I'm sure. But I think to a certain extent, this boogeyman theory, Illuminati, boogeyman, everybody for you to get ahead, you gotta suck their dick. I think that's a little stretched. I'm not saying it's complete hogwash, but I think it's a little stretched. Because I love this clip with Kevin Hart on The Breakfast Club.
Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off promo shoots. You fucked off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped fucking with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I got to fix me, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to stand up for comedy. Mm-hmm. So when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian and these other women have worked hard, which they have. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Melanie Camacho. Shouts out to Lou Nell. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Leslie Jones, who are all underneath the umbrella of Katt Williams. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring the people that were under you up? Mm. You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those that now are. I've used my platform and I brought my guys and girls up. Mm-hmm. The brand of Kevin Hart is a brand that's expanded so far, whether you like me or not. My presence in comedy will forever be felt because I'm a fucking boss.
And if you gonna sit up here and tell me Katt ain't never done drugs, have you seen all the mugshots, the arrests, when he showed up to shows late, if at all, fighting a 14-year-old kid? Come on, y'all. At what point do we take accountability?
He was a big 14-year-old.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. Shit. Katt's a big grown man, grown little man. So come on, man. I need to protect him at all costs. Come on, man. Turn the fucking volume down. It's a news cycle. And I'm going to tell you something. That's why I'm saying you can say that Illuminati shit all day. Kevin Hart makes people rich. So the powers that be, you think they going to stop that train because a nigga from Popeyes make a video? Come on, B. And yes, at one point in time, Katt was the dude. He was blowing up.
Yeah.
But he chose drugs. Take accountability, goddammit. And knock it off.
Well, Katt denies that.
Of course. What are you going to admit it? I've never done a drug in my life. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. And it's like, dude, the studios, when you become unreliable, they have to take insurance out on you. If you're known for wilding out, getting in fights, getting arrested, doing drugs, they have to take insurance policies out on you. So that if you fuck up, they don't lose their investment, which is millions of dollars. Come on, man. Yeah. And listen, Katt, one of the funniest motherfuckers in the game. But that's my opinion. Straighten up. Like your perm, nigga. Straighten up. Fuck out of here, yo. But yeah, I'm catching it. I'm catching it, dude. My feed, a lot of motherfuckers, nigga, you just mad he didn't talk about you. He did mention me. He called me one of his enemies. But, yeah, nigga, you just mad because he told the truth. He's standing on his truth. I'm telling you, man, a lot of checkers players out there, not enough chess players.
You saw the Guy Torres response where he put up the video of Cedric at the...
You sent that to me, but what was it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, he put up, when they were doing the chocolate sundaes.
Yeah.
And then they showed it at the Comedy Store, and then Katt was on saying, Cedric's never been to the Comedy Store, and whatever it was, however he was showing it. And then, Guy put out all the pictures and a little bit of video that shows them all at the Comedy Store, one time with Katt.
Right.
So, I think some of this has to go back a little bit to this. And I don't know how far off base I'm about what I'm going to say is, but this is it. We remember our history the way we want to remember it. This is the way Katt has remembered it, that he wasn't at the Comedy Store with these guys.
Right. That
this never happened. And in his head, he's solid because you would not go on a national show, talk the shit that you talked, and not believe that this never happened. He believes that it never took place at the Comedy Store, that those guys never were at the Comedy Store. And there's in the video, it shows a big scene with when they're all standing there together at the Comedy Store.
I'm not gonna say the dude's name, and I'm not even gonna say the details. But one of my constituents who hit me up and said, "Yo, fucking brilliant, yo." I talked to him last night about it. He said, "Man, all I'm gonna say is this." He said, "Man, I got receipts on that nigga. If you knew half the shit that Katt has done that contradict that interview, I got receipts on that nigga." Again, I'm not gonna say the details of the name, but that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all wanna hold people on a pedestal and protect them at all costs. Let's protect people that really move the needle for the betterment of us. I'd love for us to get our own Oscars so we don't have to wait for them to give us our flowers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, then you can protect the culture. The people are not the culture. It's an assembly of the people that are doing the things to make the culture better.
Yeah,
I don't know. I shouldn't even speak on it. It's up to you. It's not my place other than as a comedian. And as a comedian, I felt that he was going someplace that I didn't know where he was going to end up at. I don't know if he knew where he was going to end up at it. And it also showed a little bit, and this is going to sound shitty now too. What's his name? Who was interviewing him? I can't even remember.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp. It shows Shannon Sharp's a football player.
And not an interviewer?
Yeah, because he didn't call him out on anything. He just let him run.
Right.
Without kind of at least going, just for instance.
Accountability.
Yeah, just to go. So you're telling me, out of all the time that Cedric's in Hollywood, he's never been to the Comedy Store? And I know I'm staying in the Comedy Store, but that's just the easy one to do. He's never been there? Because I've been to the Comedy Store. You know, not me personally. I mean, I could see Shannon Sharp going, I've been to the Comedy Store. I've been there when they had all different kinds of comedy nights. And I don't understand how he didn't bring up anything, nothing. He didn't add to it. He almost let him drown in that water without throwing him one life preserver.
Right.
So, and I think that he does a lot of, I listen, nothing against Shannon Sharp. That's not against him. But I think in an interview like this, where I think the interview could have helped guide something in a different way,
right.
he wasn't able to do that.
Listen, I know Cedric. Matter of fact, Cedric is also, he does voiceover on Proud Family too. Last time I bumped into him, I was finishing my session. As I was walking out of the studio, he was walking in. And he said, hey, man, I got this book thing I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. I want you to do a voice, blah, blah, blah. We exchanged numbers. But listen, somebody showed the clip where he does that joke in one of the specials, Bomb Initials.
Yeah.
The dude said, call me Bomb Initials. And he goes, that nigga name is CJ. And what he was saying was, call me by my initials. They dug up the clip. That joke came from Designing Women. It literally verbatim, the guy is going by my initials. He goes, why? That person's name is so-and-so. He said, call him by my initials. Look like a duck, quack like a duck. And I'm telling you, on one of his specials, I remember Cedric, on one of his specials, he had a live band behind him. I used to be at the Comedy Act Theater. I did this at the Comedy Act Theater. They used to have a live band on comedy nights. I did a James Brown impression. Talking about James coming home and the band is in there and the house is messy. And I forget the joke exactly, but I used the band. Man, I'm on the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 bam. And the band start playing and I'm clean up the house. Wow, and he did that joke on his special. Now, I never approached Cedric. I never said nothing to him. I'm whatever, man. I'm not gonna about to beef with this nigga. Okay, whatever. I'll take it as a flattering thing.
Well, listen, if it was, it's kind of funny that you said it was on Designing Women. Sometimes people hear things and they don't know where. I know in your head, maybe
parallel thinking,
or maybe you heard that. Maybe you heard that 10 years earlier, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about it and you put it together. You might not even have realized that you saw it on a TV show. I mean, I'm making excuses, but I don't know. So sometimes people should be told, "Hey, that was on Designing Women." Then someone could go, "Oh shit," you know. I'm sorry, my name recall is even worse today than ever. Mork for Mork, Robin Williams. Robin Williams was known to work extemporaneously, just out of the blue, pull whatever he heard. Robin paid a lot of people. Like, they said, hey, man, I said that. And he'd go, okay, sorry. And he'd write him a check if he took money out of their pocket.
Right.
Because he felt bad about it. But that does happen where people are working and they're coming up with things and they didn't realize that they were influenced by something or something else got said. I'm not giving a pass on it. I mean, I've had things that have disappeared from me. But I'm not going to say that someone took it from me either. But it happens. This is what it is. Other people have
you ever heard the story that Jonathan Witherspoon approached Eddie Murphy for stealing some shit? And Eddie put him in a movie to make up for it.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. It's not.
Right.
But shit happens. We're all out there trying to get these little slivers of words to work the right way. And sometimes you hear something and you twist it and you put, not that it's right. That's not what I'm saying. But the conversation should be had in a professional way, not in a... It should be tried professionally first. Let's just put it that way.
And you know, again, because of the drama that we love to be in, you know, I saw the Epstein list, and Chris Tucker was on it, and Katt goes, yeah, something about if we did another Friday, we'd have to get the old Chris Tucker, not this Epstein Tucker. And again, it's amazing what people want to run with childlike mentality. Yes, and you said it. Rich people hang out with rich people. That doesn't mean that Chris was automatically into deviant acts or some of them other names that was on. Sarah Silverman was on there, David Spade, Patton Oswalt, a bunch of famous people. So you automatically assume that everybody on that list did deviant shit. Rich people hang out with rich people, man.
Some people just want to ride on a fucking plane. No, listen, honestly.
Hang out on an island and eat the best food and chill.
Do you know why rich people hang out with rich people?
Because poor people don't know how to act when they get around rich people.
No, they don't do poor people shit.
There you go.
And rich people and poor people can't afford to go do rich people shit. They have to pay for poor people to do rich people shit. When you're rich, you don't have to pay for your neighbor who's rich to do the same shit with you. I'm just being real honest with it. I have friends that in my lifetime who've made it. I mean, made millions of dollars. Do I hang out with them? No. Do I still like them? Do I still think they're friendly? Yes. But I can't go do the same shit that they do without them paying for me. And guess what I don't want? Them to pay for me. So this is what it is. If you have access to billionaires hang out with billionaires. And then they say, hey, so-and-so is going to be there. You want to come over? So-and-so is going to be there. They know so-and-so. This is part of it. I'm not...
You know, it's like when two famous people who've never met but are famous enough that they know each other's work, when they see each other, they act like they're best friends. Oh, shit, hey, how you... Bow, bow, chop, pop, pop. Now, the famous person that sees an average Joe, a regular guy that's not famous, guess what? When a lot of those regular Joes go to that famous person, they act like dicks. They look down on them. They thumb their nose up at them. And why? Because you're not on my level. I'm not saying that's right, because, you know, I'm all against that type of behavior. Matter of fact, after the show last night, I went and hung out at the Irish pub across the street. And some people that were at our show saw me, was excited. Oh, my God, let us buy you a drink. Da, 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 da. And the guy tells me, yeah, dude, we were eating at St. Elmo's the other night, and fucking Troy Aikman and some other famous football announcer guy was in there. And he remembered Troy Aikman saying something in an interview about loving raviolis. So the guy ordered some special made raviolis off the menu and gave it to them. Like here, drink on me. He said, and the server told him, yo, these raviolis are from this guy over here. He said when they finished eating the raviolis and were on their way out, didn't even say thank you. They looked at him, didn't even acknowledge him, just walked right past him. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, when you go, rich people hang out with, yeah, by association, whether it's money that links us, whether it's fame, whether it's we in the same game, yeah, man. People hang out with the people they know that are like them and on their level. That doesn't mean that they do what they do. But that's what we do now. Oh, it's on social media, so it must be true. Oh, point your fucking finger at the bad guy.
That doesn't mean that some of those people on that list weren't good people.
I don't doubt it.
No, I'm just saying, because I'm not trying to. I'm not.
I don't doubt it.
I'm not giving everybody a pass. I'm just saying.
But we can't convict everybody
but
either.
That's the most important thing. Don't convict them because their name's on a manifest.
Right.
I mean, if you had the opportunity to go fly on a private jet to go to your whatever your destination is, you're not getting on the private jet?
And listen, it ain't like the Epstein shit hit and they were still going. This was before all that hit. So come on, man. If the Epstein shit was popping the way it popped off to the point where nigga arrest, attention, every celebrity would have to fire their publicist, because their publicists would go, this ain't a good PR move. The heat these motherfuckers have got on them, don't go to the island. Stay as far away from this as you can. Sponsors, money, corporations, no. So this all popped off beforehand. It's like when a motherfucker's a serial killer and got 18 bodies in his freezer. Prior to knowing that, what did the neighbors say? Oh, the nicest guy.
Yeah, so quiet.
So
we would have never
quiet.
expected that from him.
A woman don't know a domestic abuser is a domestic abuser until he slap her. Prior to that, he's the love of her life. The most beautiful man she's ever met. Then he puts his fist to her face, and now all of a sudden, yeah, now you got a monster. But prior to that, you didn't know he was a monster. So come on, man. Where the fuck is rationale and common sense? And I'm going to end it on this, because I really want to touch this last thing. And I've spoken on this before. Look, man, black people, please, perspective, 2 words, balance and perspective. When you go, this thing about black men in dresses. First of all, it's an old comedy staple. It's just an old comedy go-to. It's always been. But when you look at all our leading black men in the acting game, to name a few, Denzel, Ving Rhames, Don Cheadle, Sam Jackson, Wesley Snipes, Morgan Freeman, Anthony Mackie, and anybody else, Michael B. Jordan. And when I go, it's an old comedy staple. The guys who have all worn dresses, comedians. The guys who haven't worn dresses aren't comedians. But even when you take the comedians out of the dresses and talk about all their other roles in conjunction with the dramatic actors, there have been far more images of black men depicted in positive light where we're not in dresses. We've played everything from cops to lawyers to judges to presidents to politicians to superheroes to loving fathers, loving husbands. We've done far more roles out of a dress that have not been demeaning in any way than there are in dresses. And again, that's for comedy's sake. So the scales of balance lean way more towards not dresses than dresses. And because all those other roles that I just named by those great black actors, where black men have a reason to stick their chest out, put their chin up, and be proud of the images that we have been portrayed as, all right, you can have a little bit of that for comedic purposes. You can have that. If it was just nothing but black men in dresses, well, that's a different conversation.
No, go ahead.
No.
Well, white dudes have been.
They've done it too.
I mean,
so it's not a target we're going to target black men to demean them.
And they've also done it for white dudes in sitcoms. Tom Hanks and that other dude were
bosom buddies.
That was Tom Hanks. Jamie Farr in MASH for the whole season.
Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire.
And then
Berle.
Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie.
Yes.
So I mean, it's not.
It's
like,
a comedy gag.
It is a gag.
And furthermore, God, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and to all the black people that keep saying that, stop lying. So you mean to tell me that if Eddie Murphy got back into stand-up and came to your city and your town because he's worn a dress in the movies you've loved, Norbit, fucking the Nutty Professor, you ain't going to go see Eddie? You ain't supporting his movies? He's not the icon that we know him to be? Martin Lawrence, The Martin Show, was a fucking staple in the black community. That was our Seinfeld. Shanae, Mama Payne, the Big Mama franchise. Martin's legacy is dipped. Your respect for him is waned. You're not going to go see him perform live. Same thing can be said for Marlon and Shawn Wayans. Same thing can be said for Jamie Foxx, triple threat, actor, singer, comedian, Oscar winner. You ain't going to go see Jamie perform live. You're not supporting his movies. You're fucking lying. Richard Pryor, the greatest comedian of all time, dressed as a maid in the toy. His legacy is tarnished? Really? Flip Wilson, when he had the show, the Flip Wilson Show, back in the 70s. Back then, blacks were hardly on TV, which is why he was groundbreaking. A black man with his own show and created an iconic character in Geraldine. His legacy is tarnished? Black people, perspective, balance. We got far more roles of us not in dresses and being depicted as uplifting, positive characters in terms of imagery than we do the opposite. So it's okay to have the opposite when the other side is so heavily favored. I've said my piece.
I think I'm good that I was not feeling good today.
Yeah, it's almost like you had to carry. I was Jordan, and you had to carry me through the.
No, you had, because you had, this was you. This was about things you needed to say, and I needed to take a seat over here on the side a little bit. So I appreciate it.
You know what we're gonna call this one?
What?
So fresh and so clean.
So fresh and so clean. You want some dates?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. We are at Helium in Indianapolis right now. So let's see. By the time you hear us again, you're going to be listening to this. We're going to be at the Addison Improv. That's Dallas, Texas, guys. That's going to be January 11th through the 14th. January 18th to the 21st, we're at Magooby's Joke House in Timonium, Maryland. February 8th through the 10th, we're going to be at the Mesquite Street Pizza Southside in Corpus Christi.
God damn, that was a mouthful.
That was. I didn't even know if I could get that out. Mesquite Street Pizza Southside, Corpus Christi, Texas. Our first time out there. They better have pizza. I'm excited about that one. February 15th to the 18th, Helium Comedy Club in Buffalo, New York. February 23rd to the 24th, we're going to be at the Funny Bone in Albany, New York. March 15th to the 16th, we're going to be at Cincinnati Funny Bone in Liberty Township, Ohio. And March 22nd to the 23rd, Funny Bone, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And wrapping up this little update here, March 29th to the 31st will be the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio.
Canada, oh, Canada. River Cree Resort and Casino in Enoch, Alberta, Canada. Thursday, April 11th. Friday, April 12th. Grey Eagle Event Center, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Monday, April 15th, the Danforth Music Hall, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Saturday, April 27th, at the Bronson Center Theatre, Ottawa, Canada. And Sunday, April 28th, El Olympia, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Canada. Oh, you've been asking, folks. It's here. One night, me and Andy, the Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Your boy is at Madison Square Garden. It's only a 5,000-seater, but I need y'all to show y'all's New York ass and come to this fucking show and support your boy at the Garden. Yeah, man, I need y'all to put your dicks on the table, pull your titties out, put your pussies on the table. Let's get semen and vag juice everywhere.
Did you give him the date, actual date?
Oh, May 18th. May 18th. Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden, kid. Show me some love, y'all. I think that's it.
Yeah. I'm nervous.
I am too. From New York, some victim made it. You cheated, dated. Now she got her bust out, baby. Got her bust her out.
That's a show.
That's a show.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.